G'day and welcome to the channel. We are doing something slightly different today. We are also live streaming for those that want to join us on the journey. We've got a slightly different team to our Kanto team, which we've had previously. I've made some adjustments, obviously, and then put in some of my own preferences just to see how they go. So as always, I will leave the poker paste in the description below. But we've got our key players from our original team. We've swapped out Venusaur for the heavy hitting Meowscarada. So we'll see how and if that contributes any differently. But we have our first match, and they have Goldengo, they've got Klefki, Hippowdon, Delphox, probably Delphox Mega, and they've got their Decidueye and Venusaur down the bottom. So if they do anything other than run the two, we should be able to set up our Shell Smash and just go ham, which would be pretty cool. But if they do go their grass Pokemon, we could ideally maybe get Sneasler in. This could be an opportunity actually for Meowscarada. We've got Acrobatics, which could be cool. And then we'll have to deal with the potential Goldengo and Klefki. So I'm thinking maybe our Taurus could be good here, but probably just going to go Garchomp, I think. We're running a little bit low on time then, but I thought I'd lock in. So yeah, maybe they lead with Hippowdon, and if they do that, then we capitalized big gains, and they do. So yeah, I was worried if they led with their Venusaur or the Decidueye, but they've gone with Hippowdon, which is not good because, yeah, I mean, they could yawn and that would be terrible, but they are out of here. So we just get a turn one Shell Smash for free. Obviously, we're not going to be water pulsing next turn, but we're pretty set up. We obviously outspeed. They don't get the, unless they're sashed. So this might be the reason they've brought Venusaur. I mean, yeah, we take a bit from, although now their sash is broken because of the sandstorm. So if that was their strategy, it has not worked for them. Because yeah, we're now faster. They don't have the sun. They will take less from ice and fire. Neither of those we're using. We're obviously not going to be using our water pulse, but we can double damage Dragon Pulse them. Oh, they live that. So they're going to fire back. Okay, it's only a Sludge Bomb though, but they get the poison. So now we're on limited time, but we now KO them next turn. Oh, that poison is ruined our game. Unfortunately, there was a small percentage that poison actually did work. They've now correctly swapped to the Klefki, so they're cluing in on our rookie play. Okay, so we know their team though, so we can start strategizing. We're going to obviously try and capitalize on our Blastoise as much as we can. Although that light screen is going to hinder us even more. But we've got a way out of this, so we'll take the 57%. We even managed to confuse. But the sandstorm and poison is going to take our Blastoise down. But if we get our Garchomp in and lock in our Earthquake, we should be good as gold. Hopefully Klefki hits itself in confusion so they don't set up Reflect. So that lets our Earthquake go off. Now they've got Venusaur that's again hurt in the back and Hippowdon. So if they Hippowdon now, I guess we'll need to swap to our Meowscarada, which they do. So this is on us to switch now because we want to keep our Garchomp later. And yep, potentially for the Venusaur, which the Meowscarada might struggle against. This is them to set up Stealth Rock, which, you know, it's not going to phase us too much. The Sand boosts the special defense. Unfortunately, our Focus Sash is broken. Question is, do they switch here? If they switch here, we're in a bad position, and they do. So, saw that coming, which is why I went with the Triple Axle. So we will become Ice type and do hopefully enough damage to take out the Venusaur, and we do. So we can see what the Triple Axle will do to the Hippowdon and decide whether we need to swap to Flower Trick, because they've just got the Light Screen and Sandstorm, which we're not overly phased by. So let's see what a Triple Axle will do. Pretty good. Garchomp should be able to pick up from there if they're not able to KO us this turn. We are going to be super effective against Owl because we've turned to Ice. But not enough to KO us. So if they're just going to Earthquake us, the safest thing to do is just go to Garchomp real quick. We take a little bit of damage from the Stealth Rock, but that is a-okay. Although they get the health back. Okay. So we've covered a little bit there by switching out. Earthquake is going to do the most damage. We don't get no benefit from Dragon Claw. We get stabbed for both, so we may as well start Earthquaking. Do a bit of damage. They're going to Earthquake us in return. And they do a bit more damage to us than we do to them, but they crit, so that would be why. But that is okay. We can do a little bit more chip damage. Hopefully get it into Flower Trick range, and I think 40% is Flower Trick range, although they're going to slack off. Get a bit more health and leftovers. So they're happy to drag this out. And we'll continue with our Earthquake. Maybe we'll get a crit. Because if all they've got is Earthquake, then if we swap to Flower Trick, lock into Grass, their Earthquake's not doing much damage to us. So hopefully their return with the slack off. Hello, Lord of the Board. Glad you could join us. We are against their final Pokemon, Hippowdon, who is recovering like crazy. So we are just trying to keep the pressure on whilst they KO our Garchomp. But we are able to swap into our Meowscarada. And Meowscarada's a bit unhealthy, so maybe... Oh, we do take the Stealth Rock. So our gamble is a Flower Trick is going to somehow do 76% damage. I have doubts, so we might have overestimated the Hippowdon at the end. And I think we had. I think we had all the right tools, but I think we might have obviously risked our Meowscarada a bit too much previously. gambling on a triple axle. So there, Hippowdon has cleaned us up. I think we really needed the Blastoise there, but the early poison chance from them has ruined our game. But that is okay. First match for the day. Again, made some adjustments to the team. So we'll see. I guess against Klefki, I'm going to have to start if we start seeing screens to bring our Taurus in. The advantage of Taurus is it has Raging Bull, which breaks all of their screens. But we have our next opponent. They've got a bit of a fairy at the... We got the Mimikyu and the Mawile, maybe Mega Mawile. They have Samurott, Archeludon, the Charizard and Primarina. So again, we're not overly threatened. We could set up our Shell Smash. The only thing is the Samurott there. So we could also probably set up our Charizard as well. Again, it's just the Samurott, and they do tend to sometimes lead Samurott. So what do? We don't really... Yeah. I think we're going to go Blastoise this game. We will take the Meowscarada for the Primarina and Samurott. Blastoise can take care of the Charizard and the Archeludon. So then it's just an answer for the Mawile and Mimikyu, which I think Garchomp is going to help us there. So yeah, I'm expecting them to maybe lead Samurott. That's pretty typical. They are on a 5-win streak, so good luck, Punk Girl. Okay, so they go with Archeludon. Now, we have been tripped up before by the 1 in 10 sturdy Archeludon. So they could very well Thunderbolt here. So let's cover for that and switch straight into Garchomp. Again, we've been in this situation before. I'm expecting Thunderbolt, and that is exactly what they did. So we got ahead of them there, and we should be able to fire back Earthquake. It's only going to have to worry about the Charizard, which they could very much swap into right now. But they've swapped into Primarina, so we should be able to do some okay damage here. And that's 59%. Citrus Berry will take them back to 66, so they can survive another Earthquake. The question is, do we hang about for it? I don't think we do. They are going to Moonblast us, so swapping to Meowscarada is probably not the best idea. So let us just do another Earthquake, I think. We've got an answer for the Archeludon a bit later if we somehow survive this Moonblast. So to be... okay, is that a crit or are they Fairy Feathered? No, they've just KO'd, because we've got an extra 20 hit points on our Garchomp. But that is okay. The Primarina on their side is obviously not very healthy. We've just got to be mindful. They could obviously swap into or back into their Archeludon, but it's probably best for them just to let their Primarina go down. Bop. So we could see the Archeludon come back here, or we could see their third choice. What do they decide to do? Okay, so it is Charizard. We may be in a bit of a pickle here. We're going to have to swap because we've locked into Grass type. Now, I think we have tossed our Garchomp away, and our Garchomp was our answer to the Charizard. So we have made a big mistake, unfortunately, which will probably cost us this match. Because, yeah, Garchomp Earthquaking and Rock Sliding right now would have been absolutely golden. But they're just going to go for a Dragon Dance. So this has given us an opportunity to recover we could just... I think we need to just straight Dragon Pulse them. They could... Oh, they're out of here. Oh, I think that was a mistake on their part. Because we're looking into our Dragon Pulse here, which breaks Sturdy if the Archeliodon is sturdy. It also potentially gives us an opportunity to set up our Shell Smash. Whoa, this is not good for them. So we know from previous encounters that we survive a Thunderbolt. So we can actually, although I think we do survive it even if we Shell Smash. Oh, I think we just Dragon Pulse. Okay, so they do Thunderbolt us. We do survive. And we would have survived... Yeah, okay, so... In this scenario, Archeliodon is faster than us, so we should have Shell Smashed then. Because now the Charizard likely outpaces us. Although they Dragon Danced, so... I think it's a bit of a gamble here. Yeah. We should have Shell Smashed and wrist on the Thunderbolt. So we are making mistakes left, right and centre here. Because they obviously fire the crap out of us right now. I don't think... or an Acrobatics. I think Triple Axle is our best bet. So yeah, we should have ate a Thunderbolt. And although we are faster, so this could be, if we get all three, okay, we'll survive with our Focus Sash, and we'll be able to do that again. And they also Flare Blitz, which puts them down a little bit as well. We hang on, we're faster, they take Recoil. Oh, did they burn us as well? Man, we are getting very unlucky with the status effects. That is crazy. Yeah, well, that beats Focus Sash 10 out of 10 times. If you can burn your opponent on the 10% chance, you win. So, yeah, we will continue falling down the ladder as RNG continually beats us. But we will persevere. Get to look at all these streaming rates and drop frames now. So hopefully that recovers. But we have our next opponent. They are also running Blastoise Garchomp. They've gone for King Gambit, Hippowdon, Scizor, and Gyarados. So we don't really have an answer for Gyarados. But also really have an answer. Oh no, we've got the Meowscarada for their Blastoise. I think in this scenario, we lead with Meowscarada, as that pretty much covers their top four. And then let's give Charizard a go, and then we'll need potentially something for the Gyarados. And without any electric on the team, I'm not quite sure what that would be, other than maybe Tauros. So let's have a go. I really want to run Body Slam on Tauros, but giving Raging Bull a go. Body Slam obviously gives us that opportunity to paralyze. So they've gone straight leads with Scizor. So we're in a precarious situation because we didn't decide to lead with Charizard. But they can Swords Dance. And we have to make sure that they do not capitalize on our Meowscarada. So let us get into our Charizard. So we've revealed we have a potential answer to their Scizor. But depending what they do here, I'm 100% expecting them to Swords Dance. Which is what they do, and they are 100% entitled to do that. But we've got our Flame Charge, which boosts our speed by 1 stage. So I've got Mega Charizard's speed stat to perfectly work for 1 speed boost. So we are adamant with 29, but with 1 Flame Charge, we outspeed everything that's not Choice Scarfed or got a boost. So it works out. If we can get this Flame Charge in, I mean, that's still 30% damage on a not very effective. I mean, we did crit, okay. But more importantly, we get the speed increase. So are we threatened by something Gyarados can do? Gyarados can Dragon Dance, but we can Swords Dance. Depending how greedy we want to be. We are fast. I reckon we Swords Dance, because if we can get this off and they don't Dragon Dance here, we're in a pretty good position. So, oh, are you crazy? On an Ice Fang, they freeze us. So, if we Flame Charge, that breaks it, right? No. Unbelievable. You cannot be actually serious that a random Ice Fang has frozen us. Okay, so we've been poisoned. We have been frozen. So we just need and we've been burned. So yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. If RNG punishes you, it seems to punish you quite heavily. We had a Swords Dance and a Flame Charge up then, so we were in an absolutely incredible position. But one random Ice Fang has destroyed our entire lead. Waterfall, yeah, not doing too much. We have intimidated the Gyarados, so there is that. We have Giga Impact for a little bit later. But we've taken down the Gyarados. I don't know how long it will take me to recover from the Ice Fang freeze that we just encountered, but we'll see what an Earthquake can do. Or that's even on a crit, so it's not doing much. So they're going to be able to Swords Dance and take away with the win. So maybe we should all be just running Gyarados with Ice Fang and just freezing people. That seems like a really effective strategy. Oh, and they've even got the Roost. So our Meowscarada, unfortunately, here is not going to be doing much. We're stuck with our Earthquake. Close combat could be doing more, but I don't think Meowscarada can do anything against Scizor. We had an absolute opportune answer and lost it all to the bin. So yeah, even if we Night Slash crit, I don't think we do too much. They get a Bullet Punch, which we survive on Focus Sash. So we get to see how much this will do, and then we will leave. Or it wouldn't even do that? No. Okay, yeah. We'll just leave out of that. That is now 3 for 3 we have lost because of a status. So we just need to now lose to Paralysis. So the next one should be a Pikachu Zap Cannon, because that 100% will paralysis us. Otherwise, what else? We've been poisoned, we've been frozen, we've been burned. Let's see what our next opponent brings. Okay, so we've got Metagross, Dragonite, Grimmsnarl, Dedenne, Cerulege, and Meowscarada. So the question is, if we Blastoise, can they do anything about it? I mean, they do have Dedenne, so that could be a worry. They also have Grimmsnarl, so I'm definitely keen to get our Taurus in. And maybe we get Taurus first. And then we're definitely going to need Garchomp for the Metagross. And the Salvaged and the Dedenne, potentially. Then I think, yeah, if we run Mega Blastoise, we'll have some options late game, except if they run Meowscarada, which we don't really have an answer for, so let's actually just go Charizard instead. See, I'm expecting them to lead Grimmsnarl here. And it's Grimmsnarl. What do you know? But that's okay. It is why we brought the Tauros. Because they can Light Clay set up all of the screens and we will just destroy them. Although they've run Fake Out. So one move, now known. Expecting the other two to be Light Screen and Reflect. But let's see if our Raging Bull finally pays dividends. That's 41%. They will foul play us. Ooh, that is going to hurt. They get a bit of leftovers. So, another foul play will put us in a bad position. But ooh, we've gone full fizz this time. So if we swap to anything, we're going to be copping some big damage. So let's Giga Impact. Let's see what this is, because I'm expecting another foul play to take us out. So let's do proper big damage before we get out of here. So that's why we run Giga Impact. So in the scenarios where we know we're going down, we'll at least take something down with us. But if we know all they have is the foul play and Fake Out, we will use this opportunity to Flamme Charge, because otherwise they're just going to get up a Reflect or Light Screen here. Is my expectation, but at least this way we'll have speed control over whoever comes out next. Although they get a Parting Shot. A Prankster Parting Shot is absolutely devious. Ooh, that's some crazy tech. Although they've swapped into Meowscarada here, which is not great for them. Although it could be Choice Scarfed, but we also know we live most of what Meowscarada throws at us. Because obviously Flower Trick, Night Slash, I don't know what the answer is here. Whether we capitalize and try and Swords Dance. Because yeah, we're not overly threatened here. Okay, Knock Off. So they're going to go Dark type. This might do a bit of damage, but that's okay. We were down one attack from the Parting Shot, so now we're up one. That only did 50. They could crit again. We can go for 2. 50. We're edging on the worry here, so let's go Flame Charge. Because yeah, Knock Off could do another 50. We could have Swords Danced it out, but then we'd be in a bit of a pickle. We'd be at the mercy of more RNG, which has not been kind to us thus far. So they've obviously got the Grimmsnarl in the back. But I don't know what their third one would have been for them to just forfeit like that. Obviously not Dragonite. So we will take a win, and we were not attacked by RNG in this round. Now, our next opponent is NK. Let's see what they're racking. They are rocking a Salvaged, Grimmsnarl, not the Grimmsnarl, Hydreigon, Metagross. Wow, they are very weak to the Garchomp. But they are also very weak to the Blastoise. So I think we Blastoise Garchomp here for sure. And then again, we're only outclassed here by the Primarina. But again, Meowscarada is not a great counter to Primarina. I guess Sneasler is? With the poison? Yeah. No, I reckon we still run Meowscarada. Meowscarada helps us cover a lot of the Ceruledge with our Focus Sash, Metagross with the Night Slash. So I'm definitely keen to do a bit more Blastoise Shell Smash, but again, potentially expecting them to lead their Archeliodon here. But let's see what they decide to do. They are a Kindler. Not quite sure what a Kindler is or how you acquire the Kindler status, but they have decided to lead with Metagross, which allows us to turn 1 Shell Smash, and that excites me greatly. I'm not overly threatened by the Meteor Mash or the Bullet Punch or the Psychic Fangs. I am now forever scarred by the Ice Fang from Gyarados, but they are faster than us for now, but they are a Mega, so if we survive this Shell Smash, we'll be at +2, and a Dark Pulse should KO them. It's just whether they do enough damage to us to scare us from a Bullet Punch, but let us see. So they are just going to Psychic Fangs us. That, I mean, does 100 damage, but we Shell Smash now, so I'm not overly threatened by a Bullet Punch, and they are now very threatened by a Dark Pulse, which should KO. Let's see. This is 120 base power, non-stab, but we are double damage. Bop. Oko. Let us continue to Oko them into infinity. Yeah. Okay, so they do have Primarina, so our options here are not very effective and not very effective. We've got a 20% chance of making them flinch. I think we're going to take that. 1 in 5. Let's see if any RNG's on our side. No. So they'll just Moonblast, which with the negative to special defense will KO us. But that is okay. We do have our Meowscarada in the back. Yeah. We've taken out their Mega, and they've taken out ours, which is fine. We now threaten with Flower Trick, so they obviously didn't have anything in the back, so this should crit and KO. Bop. So 2 down, 1 to go. So depending what they have last will determine whether we swap our Garchomp and whether we need to change our Meowscarada's typing. And I think, given what that is, we may need to, because Ceruledge is typically faster than Meowscarada, and they could Bitter Blade here. If they Bitter Blade, but we swap, we're slightly at a disadvantage. I think we just Night Slash here. Our Sash isn't broken, but this will trigger their weak armor or not. So we live on the Sash. We were faster than them too, which is surprising. But is Night Slash not a contact move? No, it is contact. Are they not weak armor then? Okay, so yeah, Shadow Sneak will take us out there. If you're not weak armor Ceruledge, what are you? I don't know. So yeah, we just Earthquake should pick up the KO. Ceruledge is weak to the ground, and yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, we made the right call there. I mean, we did a bit of damage, but they bitter bladed all back. But I think if we swapped, then we would have taken a bit of damage. But again, I was sure that weak armor would proc, but it just didn't. So it's confused me. So we've got time for a few more. Having a bit of success. Again, it's just learning, figuring out who in the team is pulling their weight and who is not. But we've had a good run with Blastoise and Charizard, so they're doing well. Haven't had a huge use case for Sneasely yet, but we have our next opponent. So likely a Delphox Mega. Again, usually in these scenarios, they lead with the Hippowdon. So I think in this scenario, we will try for Shell Smash. We will then... Garchomp covers the Archeludon and the Goldango and gives us a bit of options for the late game. The question then is, what do we also run? Because we can run Sneasely here, which could be good, except obviously against not the Delphox. We've got, they're not, Raging Bull doesn't break Aura Veil, or does it? I don't know. That's something I'll have to look up. But I think if we get stuck against the Hippowdon again, we're going to need the Meowscarada. So I think we'll go with this. End Prey. We're on a 2-win streak against Fairy Tail. Is it Fairy Tail something? Okay, so they did lead with Hippowdon. So again, they are threatening Yawn. So let's see what they decide to go with. Setting up Shell Smash is free, because we can obviously pivot if they decide to Yawn us. But if they don't, then we're in a crazy good position. So let us see. Seems to be a bit of communication issues with this as well. Okay, so they're going to withdraw, which puts us in a really good position, because we're just now Shell Smashed and Mega'd. So I guess we'll see if their Goldango is Focus Sashed or Choice Scarfed. But we will Shell Smash. That will make us fast and hit hard. We take a little bit of damage from the sand, but we will Dark Pulse, because that does double damage. Bop. So no response from the Goldango. It just goes down. Even with the special defense boost in the sand, which benefits ground and steel types, which Goldango was. So they can come back with the Hippowdon now, or they have Staraptor. Now, Intimidate doesn't affect us, which is good. We could go for the Water Pulse here. We get a bit of... let's try and confuse them. We should be able to survive, you know, a close combat. Or a Brave Bird if they decide to go down that route. But because they are Mega, we are faster. And we know this. So we get a Water Pulse out. They're not benefited from the Sandstorm special defense boost at all. So it just goes bop. Again, we take a bit more Sandstorm damage. All they've got left is Hippowdon, which we know goes down from double damage. So they will wrap it up there. Fairy Tail Girl. Good game. Unfortunately, your turn 1 pivot out of Goldango, out of Hippowdon, cost you the game. So we will continue on the ladder. Yeah, I think Blastoise in this format is just too good. And I think also having Charizard, I don't think Belly Drum is required, but having Sword Stance is delicious. So we have our next opponent. So here is the conundrum. Because they have Raichu, they could lead with Raichu or Staraptor. They've also got Garchomp. I actually think in this scenario, leading Taurus is the correct call, because that gives us access to Earthquake and Intimidate. It gives us some few options against some of their choices, except Corviknight. So we'll run our Charizard in the back, see if what they decide to lead with. If they lead with Corviknight, then we can safely pivot into our Charizard. We are on a 3-win streak, and they are a master trainer, so look out. Okay, so they've led with Staraptor, which is okay for us because we'll get the Intimidate off, and so will they. That's fine. Question is, do we pivot, because they are going to close combat us, which is going to do some big damage. So I think it is an opportunity to swap into Garchomp. They'll do a little less damage, but the rough skin on them will be helpful for sure. So they'll Mega Evolve, they'll close combat, they'll get some boosts, but we can't then intimidate them back, which is a worry. But we'll see what a Neg 1 Staraptor does, and it is about 80 points of damage, but they take a fair bit of damage in response. So we just Dragon Claw in response and see how much this does. Yeah, again, the boosts from them is going to be certainly dangerous later on, but the rough skin is currently what's carrying us through. So we'll just do a little bit less with the Dragon Claw this time. And they get Roost. Okay. So that will slow us down a little bit. And obviously now changes how this all plays out. Because they can obviously Roost back up to full, and we are still at our low percentage. So we're obviously going to have to get Charizard. Whoa, that's a big hit. We finally get a crit luck. So now we just need to make sure that we are faster, because obviously that crit has cut all away the special defense boosts that they had. So they're likely to Roost here, actually. So this is our opportunity to get our Charizard in and get some boosts of our own. So I know Staraptor's pretty quick, so I think if we get a Flame Charge in, that should at least cover us from a speed perspective, and then we can start potentially looking at Swords Dancing. But let's have a look. Because obviously it's in their best interest to Roost right now, so trying to capitalize on that whilst we get our speed boost. So we were slower, so it's good to get this up. They're still at Neg 1 attack, so all the close combat has done is just boosted their attack and defense, because they're still on Neg 1 attack, so we should survive a Brave Bird / whatever they got. So let's see how much we survive from a close combat that they're going to do. Oh, we could probably survive again unless they crit. So we're going to have to now Dragon Claw for sure. And let's see how much this does. Again, I don't think we're... Oh, okay, so they have decided to Roost. We did okay damage. I think we're going to have to Swords Dance again. So they did a little bit less than 80. I think if we Swords Dance again and they Roost again, that puts us in a good position. And if they don't Roost here and don't crit, they don't crit, we're kind of matching them now. So we're 4, they're 5. So if this crits, we win. But a +4, it doesn't do it. Okay, but they only get 59 now, so we might be able to do it from here. Oh, so close. Not enough. Yeah. That Staraptor, when it gets going, maybe if we'd have snuck in a Swords Dance there, I don't know. Because, yeah, I don't think we're faster on Taurus. But they have to roost here, and that gives them their attack back. So, yeah, I think our chance was to somehow be faster than them, and we are. Okay, so we should be able to pick up here. Excellent. So Charizard's done some work here to counteract, but it's taken everything from us. So they've got Mimikyu, obviously can't Shadow Sneak us, and all we've got is Earthquake. So let us click that button. That'll break the disguise. Unfortunately, our crit went against their disguise, which is not what we wanted. They can play rough us, but they're going to Will-O-Wisp. Luckily, the Will-O-Wisp miss, so we still get a little bit of luck on our side, thankfully. And let's do some more Earthquaking. Can we crit again? That would be nice. Unfortunately not. They're going to Will-O-Wisp again. They do connect, so we'll do half as much damage this time than we did previously. But we are on full health, so maybe. Even if we're crit, we're still doing half damage, but we might do 20% here. Excellent. So we'll pick up the KO next turn. I mean, they could have just play roughed us twice. Why are they doing stuff with the play rough? With the Will-O-Wisp? Confuses me, but it is what it is. So we can pick up the Mimikyu here, and then it depends what they've got left and whether Taurus can OHKO it, which I very highly doubt, because we're on a timer. Probably the Archeliodon, was that the right thing? Ditto! Crazy! It's Choice Scarf Ditto, and they're probably going to use Giga Impact against us. Oh, they even get the Intimidate as well. Oh, late turn Ditto was not helpful. Because, yeah, obviously you run Choice Scarf here, so it's faster. And they close combat us before we can close combat them. So late game Ditto has clutched it for the win. And maybe something that we think about, because Choice Scarf Garchomp's been pretty good, bro. So I'd hate to drop him on a whim. Alright, we have time for a couple more. I don't know if we've gone up or down. We will assess that at the end. Because obviously if we've gone up, we'll continue with the team. And if we've gone down, then maybe we'll make some adjustments. Because the other one I want to do is potentially swap a Snorlax in for Tauros. So yeah, we lose obviously our Raging Bull and our speed, which obviously was the deciding factor against the Staraptor. So these are all things we take into consideration when making adjustments to the team. But we have our next opponent hidden behind a black screen. So here we go. David D. And we have quite a team. They've got the Sableye, Whimsicott, Blaziken, Feraligatr, Vivillon. That might be their Choice Scarf, Compound Eyes, Sleep Powder. And also the Dragonite. So the question is, do we... I think we Blastoise, because if we can get a Shell Smash off here, we're in a great position. And then we're going to have to run our Garchomp. Then, who do we run? Ooh. What we're going to have left? Yeah, as good as Sneasler is typically, is not been favourable matchups today. So, I mean, we could just run Bland Charizard, but I don't know how helpful that's going to be. So I think we run Tauros. They're not going to... Oh, they've got Sableye. They could actually be running screens, and if they run screens, then Tauros could be a good pull here. And that's the loss. If we put our Snorlax in, we will lose our ability to break screens, which could be, you know, game costing. They do lead with Whimsicott, so we have to be mindful here that an Encore could be coming. So, we're not in a good position here. I didn't think about the Whimsicott Encore. So let's swap into Tauros, because we could be in a world of hurt there if we Shell Smash. We'd get stuck Shell Smashing. But here we get Cotton Spore, which is speed decrease. Neg 2 speed. So luckily we didn't Shell Smash, otherwise it would have been potentially negated. They're going to set up Tailwind. I'm expecting the Whimsicott to be Focus Sashed. So a Raging Bull here will just do a bit of chip. And they've got Tailwind up for a few turns now. They Leech Seed us, but we avoid. Is Leech Seed not 100% accurate? Interesting. So Whimsicott down, they've got Tailwind up. We're down 2 speed, and we've revealed Blastoise. So let us see what it is they've brought. So it is the Vivillon, and it could potentially Sleep Powder us here. So let us get Garchomp in, because we may need Tauros a bit later. Unfortunately, we're not easily able to Shell Smash here. It is Sleep Powder. That is okay. Garchomp's not overly threatened by the Vivillon, and we obviously throw rocks back at it. So they are going to substitute. Okay, so it's not Choice Scarfed. We get our guaranteed turn of sleep, and they get Leftovers. Okay, so they've lost their Tailwind. They've got Substitute and Sleep Powder. So okay, Quiver Dance. That is scary. But then it's just going to be not Acrobatics. What's the Vivillon choice of move? We don't know. Okay, so now Vivillon is faster than our Garchomp. We should wake up soon. Yeah, we wake up. So let's break the substitute, and we should be able to KO if they cannot KO us. So I think at this stage we just have to take the gamble, because if we let it go any longer, then it's not good news for us. But they could very well keep substituting or Sleep Powdering us. This is going to be a super annoying encounter, because every time we get an opportunity to attack, we will just be asleep. But that is now our first turn of sleep, so we could just as easily wake up this turn. So here's the substitute again. Do we wake up? There is a 1 in 3 chance, or a 2 in 5 chance we wake up there, or a 3 in 5 chance. So we don't wake up now, but we didn't wake up then, but we should wake up now. And they are going to continue to Quiver Dance. So this is a very interesting, overpowered strategy. We do wake up, we do Rock Slide, we do connect. So again, they just click Sleep Powder here. And there's a very, very small chance that they miss with the Compound Eyes. And what are they at now? Only +3. I mean, that's a lot, but they Sleep Powder us. We take a turn of sleep. Oh man, it is a kind of a drawn out strategy though, because I don't even know if you get to +6 what happens. We've only seen Substitute, Quiver Dance, and the Sleep Powder. So again, one of these days we will wake up this turn, but it is not this turn. So we'll take our 2 turns of sleep. They'll Quiver Dance this turn. Oh, they've got Hurricane. Oh, that's risky as. Banking on us. Oh no, actually it's not as risky as I thought, because of the Compound Eyes. So, yeah, okay. That is a solid Vivillon strategy. The question is, how accurate. I think it's still like 98 point something % accurate. Yeah, obviously it doesn't impact them, and even if it did, it didn't really. So Sleep Powder, there's still a chance that that misses. Alright. And then now they try and Hurricane us, because they are properly fully juiced now. Okay, so yeah, Hurricane can miss. We do wake up, and we get a Raging Bull off. Bam! So that should be enough to get rid of the substitute. So now they are forced to try and Sleep Powder us again. And again, we've got a chance to miss, but they do not. So it's just really draggy, unfortunately. I don't think it's a super consistent strategy, because obviously it just relies on the turn 1 Quiver Dance or the turn 1 Sleep Powder. If you can get that off, then you're in a good position. Alright, so again, we're statistically likely to potentially wake up here, and we do. And we get a Raging Bull off. Bam! Alright, we're wearing them down. But it's not my favourite strategy. But it is what it is. So they could Sleep Powder us, they could Hurricane, the Hurricane could miss, they could go down, but they go for the Sleep Powder once again. They could substitute again. They could actually try and Hurricane us, but if it misses, they get KO'd. So it is the gamble. So they could Hurricane or substitute. If they Hurricane and miss and we wake up, that's bad. But if they Hurricane and KO, then they should have done that from the very start. So now we have Blastoise. Maybe Meowscarada would be good here, because it would have been immune. So I don't think I've ever versed or encountered a Vivillon before, and I have completely underestimated its ability. What I am going to do... I think I'm going to try and Shell Smash. If they Sleep Powder and miss, I don't think doubling is going to get us in a better position. And we probably actually should have just attacked. But they connect with the Sleep Powder anyway, so it doesn't matter. We are asleep. That is our turn asleep. So we're back in the same position with the Tauros. So Shell Smashing is no longer an option. It was an okay turn 1 move, but they are going to substitute. We potentially wake up here, but we don't. And now they Hurricane for the game. And there was literally not much we could do about it whilst they just sit there and roll the dice. And they connect, and it could be enough to KO us. +3, and it is. So yeah, they mucked around for a very long time. And very annoying, but it is what it is. So well done to you, David D. Yeah. Not my favourite strategy, but it is what it is. I will need to make sure that we have that considered. But we will wrap it up there for today. I hope you have enjoyed the live stream. And then, yeah, will obviously be a recording of this after. So if you're enjoying this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I appreciate your support. Otherwise, until next time, take care and enjoy. Thank you.